chat.
Welcome.
Let's chat. Thank you very much for joining today's episode, and thank you for last week's episode. It's been a while we posted.
Yeah.
Like
I was getting married.
Congratulations, big man. Anyway, my brother is hitched.
Oh,
So if you were ever wondering if you wanted to have him, I'm sorry.
I'm off the market.
I'm sorry, bro is hitched. We the single ones.
Charlie, how we do one?
Charlie,
God day.
I worry about do. What's all worrying and saying no?
Yesterday I slept, dreamt that I was eating gobe, and I told my wife, and she made gobe for me.
Wow.
God is wonderful.
Anyway, Gobe is working. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about an interesting topic. We are going to talk about something very interesting. We are going to talk about is it okay to commit to or to promise your partner when you are moving outside the shores of your home country, especially as an African, when you are traveling, they know that you are coming to seek greener pastures. So is it okay? Because some of us, you are in a relationship back there and you are moving in here, you want to start a whole new life. And you've already made a premise that, or you've already put a premise that coming here is like you are starting from ground up. And you need to start all over again. How long is it going to take you to be able to go for that, partner? Is it okay? Is it right to make that promises?
Yeah, that's what we've got today, and to help us with that discussion, we have our main man, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
You're welcome here today, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. I don't know if I can ask you if you're in a relationship, but I'm not sure that is for the air.
Well, it's not for the air.
Fantastic. But I'm sure you are quite vexed about relationships.
Oh yes.
But you're just going to tell us a little wee bit about yourself.
Okay.
Something wee bit about yourself, then we take it from there.
Okay.
So if anybody should meet Steve, who is Steve?
Well, I'll start by saying that I'm a young man hustling in my corner. That's been my mantra. When I was in Ghana, I used to say I do pakpaka. When someone asks me what I do, because pakpaka is like a combination of a bit of a lot of stuff. So I used to be a personal trainer, commercial model, fitness instructor.
Oh, look at the body! Look at the body!
So I'll just say I'm a young man hustling in my corner. But then I came to the UK for an MSc, so I'm studying at Robert Gordon and work out, listen to music.
You are collecting all our girls, so
oh no. You don't even see me around anywhere. I'm just cool. So I'm just a young man hustling in my corner. Seeing what the Almighty has in store for me. So that's all that is about.
Fantastic. Nice having you here today, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for having me.
So, is it right?
Yes, so
is it right?
I think I would want to start from the beginning, the basics.
Yeah.
What even is a promise?
Yeah.
So a promise is an assurance
that
you give someone that you do something.
Exactly.
Or the certainty that you give somebody that something is going to happen.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I did my research and there was two schools of thought. One was pointing to the fact that you have to be a man of your word. So when you say you are going to do something, you have to do it. Right. So you have to be a stand-up guy. You told somebody this, you follow through with it. So your better half, your girlfriend, your partner, and you promise the person something, you'd have to follow through. But then another school of thought too goes like this. What is a relationship anyway? Because there's no basis for it. There's no grounding. Is it that you went to see the family? Is it that you formally went to see the parents of the lady or the partners, the parents know each other? Right. So it all depends on where you look at it. But what I think is that you should be truthful. So when you say you do something, you have to do it. But then circumstances beyond people's control, you understand? Because when the person came abroad, maybe because of papers, maybe because of job, something, or the person can meet somebody who sweep them off their feet. And looking at the fact that your bond is not solid, because maybe yours was just I love you too, my girlfriend. So it depends on the foundation that the relationship is on. That is what will determine whether it will be swayed or not. But then my personal view is that when you say you do something, you have to do it. That's preliminary.
So I the question then comes then.
Okay.
Okay, when you say you do something,
You have to do it. Yes, please.
Is it right to say that I will do this?
Knowing
when
that
you are leaving?
you don't know the future. You don't know what.
So I'm a young man.
Yes.
I left Ghana in 2021.
Why?
Right.
Okay.
I said I had someone at the time.
Okay.
I don't know what the future held.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And then I go like, wow.
Is
it right? That's I think that's the whole conversation.
Yes.
It's that whole situation, right?
That's okay.
That you would give that assurance.
Right.
I mean, the moment you give it, like you are saying, stand by your word. Your word is your bond. Stand by your word.
Yes.
But is it okay? Is it a good thing? Is it the right thing to do to give that assurance? I promise you, I'm gonna come back and marry you. Is it?
Yes, I think it is because if you don't like somebody, how are you going to even be in a relationship with somebody you don't like? And the Bible even says that how can two walk if they don't agree? So at that time, you love somebody, you are in a relationship with somebody. It is only right that the person is part of your plans, you know. So you going abroad does not end the relationship you have with somebody. It's just you going into a different jurisdiction. Yeah. You understand? So I think it is right that you have to tell the person that I'm going to come back for you. I'm going to marry, because if I didn't like you in the first place, or I didn't want to be with you, I wouldn't have even been committed to you. Right. Yeah. So I think it is right to do that.
You know, you are oceans apart.
I know, but
like oceans apart.
I know,
especially miles and miles apart. Yes, especially when your time difference is quite very difficult because it might be 11 o'clock here and 4 a.m. around.
Yes, I know.
How are you going to cope? I saw.
That brings me to the question I wanted to ask. That I mean, there have been instances where, of course, people give their word and all of that.
Yes.
And then we see that it doesn't work out. Right. What are some of the reasons? What are some of the things that sort of not make it work? The moment the location changes.
Yes.
Either for the man or for the woman. It can be the woman going overseas or the man going overseas.
But we have to talk about that.
Yeah, but there have been instances, so many of them that we've heard. I mean, some of them wonderfully, yes, the man who should stand by their word, the woman will stand by their word, go marry their partner. Then in most cases they join them overseas. Other times it doesn't happen that way. What are some of the things that are actually there that are not making these sort of assurances come to pass, or these me giving you my word that I'm coming to marry you? Yeah. What are some of the things that sort of make them not happen?
Well, if I would have a take, I think it begins with communication. You know, because we are blessed that in our generation, technology is up there. Video calling, FaceTiming, and all these things. So we are lucky that in our generation, communication is not a problem. But Andy made a point that the time zone, somebody can be 8 hours ahead.
Come on.
By the time you are knackered and you need some sleep, that person is just
waking
you know, and then, right, and then the person will go like, time, mommy, you are not having time for me. But then you don't also know what is happening where I am. But then you see, the point is, if the two are committed to make it work, it is going to work. And I have examples, real life examples.
Real life examples. Real life examples
of it being working. So I think it's just a matter of that the two people should make it a point. I want to even use the word vocation. You know, make it a vocation that we are going to make this work. And with God on their side, it is going to work. Thank you very much. Fantastic.
I really do. I agree with you on a lot of bases. But I want to raise the point because recently I was watching something on Instagram, and I don't know if you saw the trend where the lady was sleeping in a bed, and there was a caption that me waiting for my UK boyfriend to call me so I cannot sleep. That was a caption,
right?
Because she knows that. So the issue of long distance,
the
issue of promises, the issue of commitment, again. Communication. I think we have hinted on all these things. That you need to be committed. You need to have strong communication. Trust me, my brother. Communication is one of the most difficult things anybody can ever have in a relationship.
Really?
Truthfully.
Educate us, bro.
Truthfully. Because, look, take it this way.
Okay.
Your partner is miles and miles away.
Right.
And say you wake up in the morning and your partner doesn't tell you where he or she is going. And maybe you share your live location and you see your partner at some place.
Right.
But the partner comes, how are you going to communicate with her? Are you going to get angry?
Yeah.
Are you just going to talk with your partner and just because you know that for issues of trust, you want your partner to let you know
Whatever is
where are you
time,
going? What
real
is going
yeah,
on?
real
Because
time.
long distance is
It's difficult.
it's something.
Wow.
It is something for people.
Wow.
And people have made it work.
Of course.
But on a different side, people do not agree with long distance because they know that when you go outside, especially here,
Right.
you're going to meet a lot of people. And down there too, they are going to meet a lot of people.
I think personally that it will depend on how you express your love. They call something love languages.
Okay.
Right. If for you, on top of that, I think you're about 5 or so.
Yeah,
If for you, on top of that list,
You are all there.
your main means of communicating your love is
Yes.
physical touch
Physical
and
touch, yeah.
spending
That's
time.
what I'm going to- that's what I'm going to
Yes, and spending
Quality
time.
Now you are in a long distance relationship.
You
How
are
do
going
deal with
to
that?
you are going to be someone that is not for long distance relationships.
Yes.
So you should know yourself, I think, in the
Right.
first place. That for me, I feel like physical touch, spending more time with the
quality
person I am
time
with, quality
and
time
all
and
that,
all of that
yeah.
is how I can express my love. You understand?
Yeah.
And you should like set that pace in the very early stages and the beginning part of the relationship, right? Where if the need arises for you to move, you have to have a sit down and have a very deep conversation about
Yes,
that. Because
yes.
if you don't communicate it that way, right, you may not know.
Yeah.
But you would come and then you feel like something is missing from your relationship.
Exactly.
And then you want to find it elsewhere.
Right. So you remember I
You get
spoke
it.
about the foundation.
Yeah.
Right? It depends on the foundation.
Yeah.
I have a friend who told me that he was coming to the UK for school, and his girlfriend told him that "Se wo pe se ye wo hodi, I just say worry me to
That's
wait.
awful. Yeah.
If you want us to still be an item, then you have to marry me before you go.
Yeah.
Because she wants the assurance,
Assurance, yeah.
that now we have something going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's formalized.
Yeah.
So the two have to come together, as he said, have a conversation. Who are we?
Yeah.
What do we want?
Yeah.
What is the plan? But you made a point about meeting people. She would also meet people in Ghana. When yes,
Okay, he okay. You
He or
want
she.
the she is here and the he is down
yes,
there.
they both meet people.
Imagine
Yes.
the
Look,
she here.
there are 30 million people in Ghana, at least by the last population census.
Yes. Yeah.
So even when the both of you were in Ghana,
She was meeting people.
yes. So I think
But
the
you see-
location
you
change
see-
should not
you see-
really be
You see, the argument is
right.
even if she was meeting people,
Yes.
she was still seeing you.
Oh, I get the point.
Now she's not seeing you.
So
Fair
She's
enough.
meeting
there's
people.
a vacuum.
Let me give you an example.
That's a
I have a friend who broke up with a girlfriend because the girlfriend said that since he came around, he's not been able to communicate. He's not giving him time. And this person was saying that look, coming here is not easy. I am trying to find my feet. I am struggling. Even to get a
Yes,
food to
yes,
eat is
yes,
even
yes,
difficult
yes.
for me.
Sometimes.
I'm not ready to come and do your loving dovey and
No,
all those things.
but
You
I
are
beg to
busy.
differ in that regard. Right. Look, if you have
things are
somebody
working.
going on, if you have something
Yes,
going on with
you
someone,
can't be making such,
sometimes
you
it
know.
is even in that person that you find comfort.
Yes, solace.
You understand? Yeah.
Use the word
after
solace.
after the whole
Please.
long day's work,
Yes, busy.
Charlie,
Bro is not getting a job.
You've no. That's the thing.
He's not
You're not
finding
getting
food.
a
He
job.
just said that.
You
That's even
going
the
through
problem.
a lot.
Yes, but
Say he will
you
go-
shutting your partner out
because you
it
are
doesn't
wow.
help.
It doesn't.
Say he will go through all these things
Right.
and still go to the partner will be fighting with him.
No,
You're
that's
not
the
calling
thing.
me,
That's
you're
the
not
thing.
doing this,
That's the thing.
Bro,
If you are
not
explaining
been saying
things,
that
if you are
before.
communicating, back to what Steve
It's
said.
communication,
If you are
bro.
communicating that, maybe
Yes.
in the morning
This my
you've
schedule.
woken up
This
and
was
you
happening to
have
me.
called your partner.
Yes.
Today, this is what I'm going to do: A, B, C, D, and
The
that.
agenda, how my day
If
went.
I do this with my partner and she still nags that I'm not getting time for it, then I have a reason to say I want to
Yes.
walk away. You understand? But if I'm not telling you what's going on with my day,
Yes.
I just get up and no, not even a call or a text to tell you what's happening and all of that, and I come back and you complain, you have a case.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
yes.
But let's say that I've woken up, we've spoken on phone,
Yeah.
and then I tell you, so today I have a lecture at 10.
This,
After the lecture,
that, yeah.
I'm gonna go job hunting till maybe 4. I'll go and play ball with the boys or something at 4. And during the day at 10, I text you, I'm leaving for lecture. I'm giving you an update on how my day is going. You understand what I'm trying to say? If after all of that, I've gone for the job search and everything, it's not working, I come back home and I talk to you, I expect you to give me some sort of solace.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand? But I come back after all that and after openly telling you how my day is going,
And they give me heat.
and then you give me heat.
No.
Then it becomes a problem.
That's where it begins.
You understand? Then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But if I am not being open with you and I'm not being able to, sort of talk to you about all of those things, and I come, sometimes that's the thing. You are compelled to. As a man, sometimes it is hard for you to open up.
Exactly.
You understand? That's another conversation for another day.
Conversation for another day.
Yes.
We'll
This
talk
morning,
about that
this
another
morning, I was with my wife in the car and we were discussing something, and I was telling her that look,
I like your.
it's not.
I like the statement.
Please say that again.
I
You
was
were
my
with whom?
wife. It was my wife. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, and I was saying that in as much as some men would open up, but some women don't also know how to create an environment
For them
for
to
the man to open up. Because it's not everybody that understands that. If you are a woman that you know how to do that, you feel like, oh, every woman should know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know someone that was like, she kept hearing that men like to have a PlayStation, PSP. She thought it was something really big, but it's not really a big thing. So when the person got to know about it, it was like, so is it this that women cannot get for their boyfriends?
Yeah,
You understand? But this is somebody that understands
thoughtful-
it and
thoughtful
feels like
girlfriend.
everybody should know it.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
If you're a woman that is able to create that environment for your man to open up, you should know that it's not like that for every woman.
Yeah.
You get it? And so that's another conversation totally for another day. I don't want us to go
See,
on.
on the issue of opening up,
Yeah.
there's I was listening to one man online. I like reading and listening, watching a lot of things.
Sure.
And he said that when a man opens his heart to you and you shut him down, that's it for you. Especially when you're in a relationship and a man becomes vulnerable, and the moment you use his vulnerability against him, that is it for you.
Yeah, of course.
He's
of
not going to
course.
open up.
No, never.
He's always going to shut himself.
Never.
Because he knows that the moment he's
Never.
vulnerable to you, you're going to use that same vulnerability as a leniency.
Let me say
against him.
something. There's this school of thought that men should not open up to women,
women, yeah.
because they will use it as a weapon, as you said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the upcoming young men feel you have to be a stoic.
Yeah.
Don't let your emotion out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Swallow
Yeah.
everything. You know. So communication.
I saw a video.
All
I
kinds
saw a
of
video some time
communication.
ago about this thing, right? So I think the man was just down.
Yeah.
I think I was watching with my wife.
I like
I
the
like
way-
my wife.
I like the way
I
she's
like
talking
my
to my
wife
wife.
coach.
man.
The man was down, right? And the woman came.
Right.
His wife obviously came and was like, "What's wrong?" And he was like, "I think it was something, a tool or something, or is it a purse or wallet or something that he had for like 20 years."
I think I've seen that video.
Yeah,
Go on.
and it was sort of a part of him.
Yes.
And he was telling the woman that he just came out to sort of use this, and he realized, it's spoilt.
Yes, I think.
And this is something that has been part of him for 20 years. So he feels like a part of him has
Yes,
been
a
lost.
big part, an important
And
part.
the woman's reaction to that was like, "Oh, okay, sorry about that." And he just went back inside. And then the person that was showing the video was like, the woman had missed the slightest opportunity
Yes.
in life,
A brilliant
to
opportunity.
nurture and make a man feel love.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because this is him opening up to you about something that has been a part of his life for 20 years
Yes,
that he has
decades,
lost.
That means
it.
he loves you that much to tell you.
It is not
Precisely.
easy for somebody to open up that way and talk to you about
man
it.
to open up.
Yes, for a man, let's put it that way. For a
You
man
know,
to
we are
open
not
up
being
that way
sexist here, but
and
that is
talk
the
about
truth
it.
of it.
Yes,
That is the
No,
reality.
that's a school of thought.
It's easier for a woman to feel safe and feel like I can open up to a man.
Yeah.
Okay, that is if you the man, you create the atmosphere for her to be
Environment,
safe,
yeah.
to be safe with you.
Yeah.
You understand? It's more in their nature than and what society has made men.
Yes,
has
I
made-
think
has
it's
made us
about
become
the
as men.
society because
You understand? Society
because-
has, especially as a black man, a black African man, you are not permitted to show emotions.
Yes, to
forget
grieve.
about it.
Yeah.
We have this.
Your mother is dead, your father is dead. You have to be eye-red.
Yes, we have this proverb. Like a man should not cry. So we've been brought up to be stoics. Don't let your emotions out. Don't talk.
Yeah.
A lot of black men need therapy.
So many of
I'm
them.
telling
And they will
you.
tell you no black man goes to therapy.
Look,
They'll tell you
So
black
I
men
went
do not go to
to-
therapy.
I went to
yes.
therapy about 2 years ago.
Wow.
And it was so fulfilling.
Wow.
On the issue of men do not cry, I have a book that I'm writing.
Okay.
So I have written a poem called Men on the Ferry, and in the poem, what I tried to capture how the African man is and what people think about the African man.
Yeah.
And in the poem, I made a statement that men on the ferry are men also with hearts. And in the end, I said something. I said men can also cry. They are not robots.
Of course, we have
Because
emotions
I
too.
made that statement because we have that idea that a man is meant to always stand and not shed a tear when there is the need for him to shed. And I use the word ferry as a metaphor because we know that men who go on the ferry back in the sea, when they go on the shore, there are a lot of things that they meet.
Offshore.
Offshore. So those kind of things that they meet, it makes them strong. It makes them,
Yes.
I use
sea is,
that sea thing because it's very scary.
Let me cut you. I used to work at Ghana Ports and Harbors, right? And I was in the marine operations department. So I used to go to the sea to meet,
You see,
the ship.
waves
So
and the tides.
yes.
It's killing. So I captured that essence, and I've written a whole novel on that about which, by God's grace, I'll be bringing out by the end of the year.
Wow.
And in the novel, I capture a man who is trying to look for his wife. He's trying to see that his wife is okay. His mother has passed. His mother passed. He's not getting any fulfilling job.
Wow.
He's been hunting for a job for his whole life, right? But that very woman he met is the woman that brought her peace. But in the same vein, the woman is unable to give birth, and the society is pushing the woman to find for the man that the man is not being a man enough. Because in our society, when you don't have a child, you do not sit at the table of men.
Yes. You are not considered a man.
Exactly. When you don't have a child.
Married,
So
you
imagine you finding your feet. Your wife is not giving you a child, and your mom is dead. So trying to rumble all these thoughts into your mind.
It's gonna be tough.
He's unable to cry.
Yes. So bringing it back to the issue, look at this background. How black men were raised. You come abroad, you have somebody, and you go through all this with this background of our training and bringing, and the woman doesn't give you that environment. As
For you
you
to
said,
open up.
how is it going to work?
It's not gonna work.
So my number one principle, apart from communication, is that before you even came abroad, what was the sit down?
Did you have a
You
conversation?
know, what was the conversation? And then after that, you have to work on communication. I think that's what.
So on the issue of communication and having a sit down, I have a friend who was coming abroad and he wrote a particular letter to his significant other.
Okay.
That this is what I am coming to face here. But I want you to do one thing. All that I want you to do is to wait and to commit yourself to that thing. I think on the issue of that commitment and the sit down, that's why I'm bringing that up.
Right.
Seeing that the lady sees the paper every time and reads it, and you are able to show it every day.
Assurance.
That
Exactly.
indeed,
I was gonna come to that.
that indeed, this man says that he is coming for me. So no matter what
the
it
man
is,
is also
working
showing
towards it.
working.
Yes, show
To
working.
to
The
make-
assurance.
to make her wait worthwhile.
Yes.
So that because
women
I
cannot
saw
wait
someone,
to-
I saw a post sometime that there's a difference between patience
And waiting.
wasting your time.
Waste your time. Yes.
And I'm not
right.
going on that issue.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, I have a few books I'm writing too.
Okay.
So I have another book called Patience and Waiting and Patiently Waiting. You know, somebody can be patient and not waiting. Somebody can be waiting and not patient.
patient, yes.
Yeah.
But somebody can be patiently waiting.
Waiting. Combination of the two.
Yes.
Right.
You see, you can be impatient, but you are waiting. It's like you are waiting for something. You are sitting there. You are
Yes,
waiting
you are
for
just
it.
anxious and
Is
you
the
are-
thing
yeah,
not coming
yeah,
in?
right.
You are not being patient, but you are waiting. But you are patient. You are sitting there, but. If it will come in, it will
Yes,
come in. If it will not
yes.
come,
You are
I
not
don't care
looking
about
forward to it.
You are not looking forward
Right,
to it.
right.
But when you are sitting there and you are hoping, I believe that this thing is coming.
And
And you are being patient.
patient
You are being
Patience
calm
is a
about it.
virtue.
It's-
It moves mountains.
It's always a virtue.
But the showing working to help you to fuel your virtue.
yeah. To fuel your
Because we live in
yeah.
flesh and blood, my brother.
But the issue is, how are you going to show this working if
Communication.
solid.
Communication.
You see, my problem.
Look, the
you know
long
my
and
problem
short-
about communication.
No, tell us.
My
us.
problem about communication is people get bored.
And
It depends on what you see communication.
I'm telling you.
I understand.
It depends. It totally
People
look,
get bored. You see, when
That's why-
when the communication goes like, "How are you? How was your day?
Look,
How
let
are
me remind you of
How was
something.
your day?
Let me remind
Bro,
you. Let me remind you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I have this saying that nipa hofunu nipa.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
And I even go to the extreme of giving the quotation. Proverbs 25 verse 17. Or say ma onanye ntieti or young fee to wait. Let your feet be seldom in thy neighbor's house. So we know that too much of everybody's presence or someone's presence,
can
you
be-
get fed up.
Yes.
But this is your partner.
Somebody
see,
you want- somebody that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah, partner.
We are talking about somebody you want to spend the
Yeah,
rest of
because
your
The
life.
rest of your life.
Look, let's take it carefully. We are not generalizing issues.
Yes.
your significant other, somebody you want to spend your life with, you've come abroad.
Yeah.
Is it right to promise the person? Absolutely.
Yes.
Because this is the one you saw and
you
chose.
And you chose.
Exactly.
I like the word. I like the word chose.
And after that,
Yeah.
that's the thing. There are days you would get up.
Of course.
Love is not enough.
Yes.
There are days you will get up. Your battery is low.
It's so
But you have to make a
That's why I
conscious
said
effort
it's a
to
vocation.
choose that
It's a
person.
vocation.
Vocation.
Consciously choose that person every
My brother,
single.
it's a
Then I
vocation.
do agree with Miles Monroe when he said that love is an action word. Love is rather not a feeling.
It is
He
not.
said love is like
Yes.
he said in one of his preaching, he said love is like a chemical. Love cannot be compared to a chemical because sometimes chemicals, when you combine them, you don't get what you need to do. But you need to make that conscious effort. The effort that is an action word.
Yeah.
If you wake up this morning and you don't feel like you love the person,
Yeah.
you must
Your
love
love
the
is
person.
vocation.
You must,
Yes.
you
It
must,
is a
you have
vocation.
chosen to love
I'm
that
telling
person.
you.
Like, yo, if you become handicapped, I still love you.
Yes.
If you go through this, I still
Yes,
love
exactly.
you.
I'm a
But
Caleb.
it's our generation.
I'm a
ready for
Caleb.
that.
We have vocations. To be a Roman father,
Yeah.
a Roman sister. That's why it is a vocation.
Yeah.
You are a Roman father. You are a man. You have your testosterone and all that.
Everything.
Yeah,
You have
feelings.
chosen
You have
that.
chosen
that
to
you
hit
use
all
it.
these
So
things.
that's what he said. Sometimes you wake up, you are not in the mood.
Come on.
But it is your vocation. You said you are going to
Yes,
do it.
you have
so you have
to
to
do
You have
You just take our jobs, even for instance. After you wake up and feel like,
Yeah,
today,
I wish I could still sleep. Right.
But you have a shift.
Because you have to go
You
for the
understand?
shift.
Yes.
I do
On the issue we are discussing, is it right to promise your partner? I think I have one question I would like us to discuss before we wrap up.
Sure.
How often does it work, given or taking into consideration man and woman? Does it work, or does the promise get fulfilled when it's a man promising a woman, or a woman promising a man?
And the
And if it doesn't work, is it because the man came up and it didn't
the
work,
woman, right.
or the woman came up and it didn't work?
Andy.
I think I'll take this. You know, men are by nature, I would say, men are by nature leaders.
Okay.
I'm building on a particular premise. Right. So when a man tells you, "I'm coming for you," it is like a woman is supposed to wait. But when a woman tells a man that I am coming for you, he has subjected the man to a particular kind of level that it's like you are being the boss over here.
Okay.
That is the first point.
Okay.
Because imagine you being here. You are not. You are in. We are from Ghana. You, the man, you are in Ghana, and it's in Ghana. Sorry, and the lady is abroad. Now the lady is saying that, baby, I love you. I will come back so that we can get married. Superficially, men, we are leaders. We are heads. So we want to be the one to order.
Call the shots.
We want to be the one to call the shots. We want to be the one to demand, rather. Right. Instead of us being on the end,
Receiving end
the
or
receiving
something,
end. We want to be. So imagine, and the issue of insecurity comes in for the man. Truth is, when a man knows that his wife is abroad, trust me. Me, I wouldn't say I have been there. I am on the other side.
Yeah, the opposite side.
I am on the other
Right.
side.
Okay.
I'm even saying it on there. I am on the
you are.
other
Yeah,
side.
of course, you are.
But truth is, it becomes more comforting for a man when he is calling the shots.
It's true.
And that is the truth.
Naturally. Yeah.
Naturally,
The man
it
is-
becomes
yeah.
more comforting for the man when he is calling the shots. But the truth is, like my brother said, when the issue of commitment and you sitting down to have a discussion comes in, and you know and you trust your partner that well, because I can tell you there are a lot of women when they love a man, they love a man,
Yeah, of course.
no matter where they are.
Yes, that's true.
Even if she's here and the man is there, and she's ready to submit, the issue of submission. The last time I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling we were discussing the issue, the submission conversation, and the conversation about submission. Yeah, it's not about a woman kneeling down.
No.
It's not about a woman saying yes, sir.
No.
Boss, my love.
Not at all.
I was telling that person. It has nothing to do with that. Submission is when you are able to let the man know his place in your life.
Yeah.
That is it for me. Is that when you let the man know his place in your life, it is very much important that you allow the man to know that you are the head. So regardless of the fact that you are the head. If there are certain decisions you want to include me, right? There are sometimes you are married. You can agree with me that there are some certain decisions when your wife leaves it to you, you go back to her and you tell her you take the decision.
Yes.
Because when the woman gives you that room,
Yeah.
you go back to her.
Yeah.
And I think that is something they don't know. They don't know the fact that leave it for the man to do it. He at the end of the day,
He'll
he'll
still
come
come
to
back home to me.
Yeah.
He'll come to me to let you have the decision.
Yeah.
Because men, trust me, if I don't know if you would agree with me, we really find it difficult to make a decision.
Yeah. You know, this conversation is becoming very interesting.
And I really want us to go much further into this conversation about
Right.
you
Maybe we
promising your partner or not, and the issue of commitment, and even going further to talk about men and how men are dealing well with their relationships and how women are
But I
dealing
think his question, we have to address it in the next
Yes,
episode.
yes.
Whether
We'll
if
do-
it's the man,
Yeah,
we
we'll
see
do.
it and
Maybe
then
we can just have the
Yeah.
part 2.
So I'll just go to the premise for
us.
us to understand.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you all come to agree one thing. And I think we've all agreed on one thing. That you need to communicate, you need to commit, and you need to have a sit down.
make a conscious effort.
It's an action word.
So
So
as you guys can see, this conversation is not over. And we are definitely bringing you the second part of it.
exactly, yes.
So,
yes. Steve is still going to be here. You're going to
Yeah,
find
we're
a
gonna-
lady here too, so that you're not going to be biased.
So it doesn't get biased.
You're going to find a lady
I
here.
totally agree.
for the men,
Well,
you
it
know.
looks like we're talking for the men. No, but I think we've done
tried.
justice to both sides. You know, I have spoken for the women a lot.
Because you have a wife.
Of course,
My wife.
because I have a
But he's
wife.
still a man.
Yeah.
So
At the end of the
he's
day, you're
just
still a
done.
man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, so-
justice
so,
to-
yeah. So-
his name is Justice anyway.
Yeah, so I've done justice to everything. So yeah. So we'll see you in the next episode of.
Sure.
So thank you very much
Thank
for
you, guys.
joining today's episode again.
Let's chat.
Yes, and
So
we
we'll
will
keep
definitely
chatting.
It was a good
see you
one,
guys
man.
Thank you
on
for
the other
listening.
side.
Thanks for
Have a
having me.
wonderful time.
for having me.
Kindly follow, share,
Subscribe,
like,
Share,
comment.
share everywhere.
Tell a friend
everywhere.
to tell a
Share
friend
everywhere.
about Let's Chat.
Yeah.
You see you on the other side.
Chatting.
Peace out.
All right.